Hello everyone, this is Shelby with Shelby Creations. I've noticed a lot, and believe me, there are a lot of newcomers to this craft. And a lot of them are saying, well, I don't have this or I don't have that, so I can't do junk journaling. Well, you can. And it doesn't take store-bought things. I mean, look around you. Rulers. This came out of, a little thing from the Dollar Tree. You can get your kids, school rulers. Whatever they're not using, you can use it. Rulers are easy. Scissors. You don't need, the latest, greatest, scissors. If you can afford it, fine. These are a cheap pair of hairdresser scissors that came with one of those shavers, head shavers, and I confiscated it. They're stainless steel, Conair little clippers that come with in the shaver thing. The one like you use to shave off the hair off your head, not the one on your face. And they've been sharpened numerous times, but I confiscated these. They're still my favorite scissors. Other things around the house we all have old toothbrushes. This is not the toothbrush I use. I know, it's all dark and all. This is one I use for ink splatters and things. That's why it's that color. And yeah, I keep it in a travel holder because if I've got ink on here, I don't want to get it on anything else. But that's something I had at home. These are the best things. Old cards. That was my old Sam's card, GameStop Power Up card, Books A Million card. And they're great for spreading glue out or your papers down. These things are great. And it's like, even to store things, keep your boxes. All I did was cover this one. I got this little eraser at the dollar store for getting off excess glue. This came with my craft mat, but that's a spreader. My jack. I've got several jacks in here. All these are these old credit cards, old hotel keys. I took the edging off of gosh, I can't speak worth anything today. The metal edging off of your aluminum foil, and with E6000, I glued it to the end. And there I've got something I can rip double-sided tape with, and they're really handy. But and alcohol pads. Yes, I stitched these out of the first aid kit. But these are very inexpensive to purchase, but we're talking about what we can find in our house. This really doesn't need to go in there. It takes up way too much room. I keep surplus of these in my drawer. This can go in my drawer too, because it does not need to be up here. And if you don't have, if your kids don't have a spare paintbrush or whatever, you need a paintbrush. I use Q-tips. You will see me on here using Q-tips. I have Q-tips. That's the little essential oils. This is eyeglass cleaner and 2 El Cheapo metallic paints. Those are things I had around the house, and I used them. Other things, if you've worked in an office, we've all, okay, it may be You ever get those days you need to just go back to bed and start over? I think this is one of them. Hole reinforcements, the paper kind. I mean, a lot of offices are switching to the plastic ones. If your office has them, they're getting rid of them. You want them. If you've worked in an office before, if you have some of these at home, or if you have a home office and you have some, snitch some. These are great for dyeing. And let me see if I can find mine. This was like a grandmother's brag book, a little photo book that I had around the house. Now it holds my reinforcements. And there's, the different inks I have. I've gone in here and colored them so that when I'm working on a project, I've got different colored hole reinforcements. And it's all with these paper reinforcements. So as I'm showing you things, I'm putting them back where they belong, because I pulled all this stuff out. Because there are a lot of things that we can use that we have. Index cards. I've always got index cards around. And if not, my kids would have them around. My son needs them in college now, so I know we've got a store of them. Rolodex files. The little cards that go in it, I've still got a few of those. Regular envelopes, whether it's this size or this size. If you've got extra, use them. I had some that I had bought from actual using as mailing things. Because sometimes they'll send you a bill, but they don't send you an envelope. Yeah, that kind of stuff. And I do have pen pals for writing letters and stuff, so I've always got those around. These are useful too. So we'll put those away. In with, when we went and started cleaning out everything, I found an old document folder. Right now, this is, it's just holding little manuals. But it keeps it in place. But you can take one of these, carefully take it apart, use it as a template, and you can make some for your journal. And then just by adjusting the height, you've got different sizes of them. But this is something that I had around my house. Another thing we usually have are larger envelopes. This was one that held the papers to my grandparents' house. And that would be, these old ones would be great in a junk journal. What else I have? Oh, it's got a piece of paper in it. Strips of cardstock. See, this should not be in there. I should have had these with my scraps. Old documents that we find, we can take them apart and use them, bits and pieces. These were actually all the little stubs that were in the end. That, yes, I saved those too, because I can pull those over and use those as little pull tabs. So those are things we can use. Oops. What else? I have just an old poem card that I think my father gave to my mother. I definitely don't want to use that in one. Old photo mounting. They could be coin envelopes. They could be these type of, had stuff in them. If you find these, hang on to them. You can use them. Old photographs. I have no idea who that person is, but it doesn't matter. These are great for junk journals. Like I said, as I'm showing you, I'm putting everything back where it was. Well, not everything. Those are going in, because I thought I'd used up all my scraps. Anyway, I didn't. Hole punches. These are great to use. This is just your average run-of-the-mill hole punch. You don't always need to go and get a crocodile. If you're just starting out, a simple hole punch will do. Yeah, save Save the big ticket items for Christmas. Make you a wish list of the things you want. You can do it on Amazon. That's where I usually do mine. Or in your favorite online stores. Like I've got a wish list with Amazon, with journalsay.com. I've got a wish list with a cherry on top. Those are my 3 favorite stores. You do not need, all right, baby wipes. These are great. They're convenient. But starting out, put those back over there where they go. A lot cheaper. A roll of paper towels and a spray bottle. You can get, this one came from the Dollar Store. I filled it up to here, and all it has inside is just a drop or 2 of dish detergent. That's all. And it cleans. For what I need it to clean. So that's simple. If you want something that has a little more oomph to it, to start off with, this is perfect. If you want to do your own cleaner, your own craft room cleaner, you would fill a bottle this size, about this far, with warm water, about that far from the top, and add in just, I would say, to this size bottle, maybe a half a teaspoon of glycerin to maybe 3 or 4 drops of baby wash, baby shampoo, only because it smells good. Give it a good little mix to get it all, and that's why I suggest warm water, because warm water will help the glycerin mix better. And you've got your own craft room cleaner, and it's safe around pets, around kids. You don't have to worry. So that's the glycerin. We always have, most of us have spray bottles around, or get an old one, an old Windex bottle, rinse it out, use that. Glycerin is a little on the pricey side, $5 or $6 for a little bottle, but it lasts forever. But we're trying to go with what we already have. So set the paper towels aside. If you have friends whose husbands or wives or whatever work in the service industry, talk with them. This is what's called painter's tape. It's not really tape. It's just a roll of paper that they put down and tape off for masking areas they don't want to paint. Yes, I bought this one only because the piece I was given by a friend of mine who was a painter, I ran out of. He had like a little bit left on the roll. He says, here, try this. I loved it. So then I went out and I bought me some. But I've had this since, I got this way before the pandemic, probably 2 or 3 years before the pandemic, which was in 2000. So yeah, it lasts quite a bit. But if you've got like I said, if you got a friend that's a painter, this is great. Put that back where it belongs. Heating and air people. If you know somebody in the heating and air industry, ask them to save you the ends, the last little bit on their roll of aluminum duct tape. This is what they use on ductwork, either under your house or in your attic. It does have the sticky back tape on the back. It is aluminum, but it is great in the craft room. You can take a piece of this and a rolling pin, and I am losing my words today. Embossing folder, and put this in the embossing folder. Go over it with your rolling pin, and it will emboss this. It comes out gorgeous. We'll have to do that one day. Another thing, drywallers. If you know anybody that does drywall, tell them you want. Now, I've got this in here because it does have a sticky part to it. And To hold the end, I have Velcro. Simply peel it apart, and there's the end of it. But I didn't want it fraying and raveling, so I just stuck some Velcro. This is, now yes, it does have a sticky side, but this is great for adding texture to your project. And you can use it just like this. You don't have to put anything in it or on it. So that's something else. And it's simple, it's drywall tape. If any of you have done home remodeling, you probably have some of this. Or if you know somebody that does, ask them for maybe a couple of feet of it. And then bring it home and have fun. Because this is great. This is what I had left over from when I remodeled the inside of the house. So this is, if that tells you anything. But it's something I had. I didn't have to go out and buy these expensive stencils or specialty items. These are things I have around my house. Well, now I have in the Dragon's Den. Now, I didn't quite put these away right away because resources. We all know we can take old books and gut them and use them. But what about other things? What about, all right, as an example, I had to go to the grocery store today. Nikki took me over to the grocery store because I had to get dog food. Believe me, when your fur baby is 185 pounds, you go through a lot of dog food. As I was going in, they have this stand with free, like sales books and guides and stuff. Yellow Pages. I haven't seen one of these in eons. I picked it up. I figured, well, let's see what we can use. First off, there's magnets. They're really thin, but they're magnets. And you can cut them. These are easily cut with scissors. There's one magnet. There's the other magnet. I got two magnets. And then it's got, see, where's the other one? The sticky stuff, it just rolls off. All right, from here, what have we got? We've got thick enough, it's not quite heavy duty cardstock. Yes, it's shiny on one side, but that'll go for tags. It'll go for inserts, you know, and there's quite a bit because you got a front cover and you got a back cover. So we've got that. And then pictures. We've got ads, we've got pictures, we've got phone numbers. You know, I mean, if it come to a section like this, I would either tear down part of the phone number or part of the name. You know, just be cognizant of what you're actually pulling out. If you need a little family picture, you know, these are all going in junk journals. Oh, look at the little puppies. You know, there's a lot of things and if you like doing the paper beads, this would be good for that too. This would be good for collaging because the paper is super thin. Well, not super, but it is fairly thin. I mean, you can take strips of this and collage and with a masterboard. And just the old, not the old, but Yellow Pages. Good find. Another one that I found was the resource guide for our area. Now, you may look at this and think, well, you know, there's writing and all. So you cut it out. Or, you know, and if you don't have a paper punch, you don't need a paper punch. There's round, set it down, and trace around it, and then come back and cut it out. Believe me, that was my introduction to fussy cutting. Because I did not have dies, I did not have punches. I used whatever I could find to trace around, and then come back and cut them out. Good way to practice your fussy cutting. Oh, something else. Paper clips. We go through tons of paper clips. I keep mine in an old washi tube because it takes up less, the footprint is smaller and it fits in a little space in my drawer. But when we look at this, open up the front cover, what do I see? I see chocolate. And that could be, you know, you could cut those out and collage those. Cover them in something else and collage them. Oh, little teapot. And you can cut out just the inside. You don't have to do the words. And see, there's that front cover. I mean, look at the pictures in here. These are gorgeous. And if you need just a little small something, yeah, you've got the little ones. You got the seashell. You got these here. But all through here are, you know, things that we can use. And we can make paper beads with these. We've got, you know, pictures we can collage with and use. And it's just, you know, these little things, and they were free. Right as you walk in, or right as we walked in our grocery store. I don't know if they would be in your grocery store. I mean, look at that teacup. That is simply beautiful. So here are, you know, there's 2 books. Yes, they're fairly new, but, you know, once you glue them on something, once you ink around the edges, and if you don't have ink, you know, it's, and I'm not saying go out and buy, you know, right off the bat, buy buy the Ranger ink, the Tim Holtz ink, buy Stampin' Up ink. You know, all you need are 2, basically 1 stamp pad to start off with. And if you don't have that, shoe polish. Shoe polish is good. I don't know if people still, you know, with the cakes, but those are good to use. But a simple, generic brown or black to start off with, you're good. I would recommend the brown. It gives more of an aging effect. So there's another one. When we buy something at the store, it comes wrapped in paper. If we're buying like cups or glasses or whatever, we get up and they're going to wrap it in paper. Look at that. And it was free. Yes, some of it is even stained. I think because I did that one. That looks like my handiwork. But, and this is fairly decent paper. It's a little on the heavy side. And then you've got the thinner paper that's about the same as the painter's paper. But that's a lot of paper that you get in these huge sheets. Free. You bought the cup, you bought the glass, the dish, the whatever, the breakable. This is what they wrap it in. Bring it home, use it. It's a free resource. Okay, what else? Oh, boxes. Now, you can use cereal boxes. You can use cracker boxes. You can use a little bit sturdier boxes. This is, I'm trying to see if I can, this is almost a thin corrugated. And it's a hard box. Yes, there's holes in the side, but you've got this side. You've got this area. There's so much of this box that can be used for a cover. It doesn't stop there. My favorite boxes to use are the ones that I get these at Sam's. And you see, we eat a lot of grits, we eat a lot of oatmeal. But when you've got kids in college, this is an easy go-to when they need to get up and make their own breakfast. This is a thinner cardboard, but it is a very strong, sturdy one. I mean that, and I still have to break these down and put them in my bin. So we've got those. Other things we may have around the house. Let's talk paper. Now, my Nikki works at the local convention center. And they have manager meetings, once or twice a week. And they're given what is called a BOE, which is a banquet event order. And I'm trying to hold these so that you don't actually see everything. But it's printed on one side. He was going to throw these away. So they're a little, bent in the middle. You can use these as journaling pages if you collage on one side, and if you don't want that. Or what I do, I use them as glue pages. If I need to use spread glue, or if I'm using my glue stick, I'll put these down and use it that way. And if I've got the whole page done, or if I'm working with other scraps, I've got glue on it, I'll stick a scrap on it. Which would be great on this side, because then I can collage that, and then I've got sheets to use in my journals. Put my glue outside. Magazines. Sometimes the library will give away free magazines. If they do, don't just go in there and grab a pile. Well, yeah, you can. But if you're able to be selective, if you got the time to sit and look. This one here, Tea Time Bliss. Look at all the flowers, the teacups, all the little things, and the recipes. It's, try to choose a magazine that's reusable for what you do. I have that one. I also have Farmhouse Cooking. These are actually not magazines I'm going to be tearing up, but because they had recipes in them. So after I take the recipes I want out, yes, they'll be brought back into the Dragon's Den. When we go to yard sales or rummage sales, or wherever, there may be just old music books or old books that they'll say, oh well, just give me $1 for them. Grab them. This one is from 1945. It was a learning to play the piano. I mean, it still has little stars in there. It has little notes. You've got the little characters. It's a wealth of inspiration and a lot of stuff that you can use. If you have a printer, if you have one that you really like, I would suggest making a copy of it on your printer. Now, the patina on the paper, as you can see compared to the white of my craft mat, this color will show up on your printer. So it will print out with that lovely aged patina. A few other things, old books, sheet music. Sheet music is great. Sometimes you can go to a music store and they have old sheet music down for, $1 a piece. Grab it. But these are the things that I have here, mainly because these were sent to me. These here that I'm showing to you now. And I mean, it is just holding it and it's starting to tear. So I make copies of those. 40 cents for this sheet music. What is 1951? Frank Sinatra's Hits on Parade. That was from a book, a music book. I showed that one. Then we have these. These are old, so old that they've got the song lyrics, but no, not the actual music. But these two are fantastic. I mean, you can actually cut that pin out. I mean, look at the old clothing. I think this was from, let's see, do we have a date on this? I'm looking for a date. I don't see one. Let's see. Keep going, maybe I will see one. All right, maybe it would be here. This is July to August. 1944. 1944. It has the list of those hit songs at that time. But when you look at the ads, these ads are wonderful. Somebody actually went in and made notes on who was who. I mean, these are great. And then you've got the ads. These are fantastic. And aprons. Remember when people used to wear aprons? I mean, these are, and these were just given to me. All I did was ask someone to keep her eyes open because she was going to yard sales if she came across anything like this. And these were given to her and she gave them to me. See, is this one also? I mean, the papers are so delicate, I'm almost afraid to open it to see if I can find a date. Oh my gosh, I don't think we need... Alright, well that was a different one altogether. This is just a thing of the music. And it does, I mean, look how young Frank Sinatra was. Oh my gosh. Yes. But ask around, ask friends, ask neighbors. Do you have anything, old magazines or old books or whatever that you're wanting to get rid of? Can I have them? A lot of times you can get them for free. They will gladly give them to you to get them out of their house. So those are just a few things that we can use that we have around the house. And from what we have, what we can find, we can still use that to make beautiful things for our junk journal. So I hope this has inspired you to look around your house to see what you can find. Go help your grandmother or your mother clean out a closet. You'll never know what there is, especially if there's an attic. Oh my gosh. Those are the most wonderful places. All you have to do is ask. If you're in a craft group on Facebook or whatever, a lot of the craft groups, if you say, oh, well, just put a little post there, I'm looking for such and such. Before you know it, you're going to have tons of it. Crafters are one of the most generous people there are. So if you like what I've shared with you today, give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button because there's no telling what's coming next from the Dragon's Den. Bye, guys.